Welcome back to the Metronome Madness League. We are here with our next battle. It is the Sassy Sylveons going up against the Unbridled Nightmares here tonight. The Sylveons starting off with their Squirtle, which they traded with the Shadow Squad. So we'll see how well that works on their team, see if it helps them out any. This is a very important battle for both these teams, as Mudkip fails to use a milk drink right there. The Nightmares on top of their division so far, they are undefeated 3-0. The Sylveons really need to beat them. They're right underneath them right now. They are 2-0 plus the tie that they got. Oh, there was a freeze. Oh my goodness, you don't expect to see that. Mudkip won't be able to attack or do anything right now. Good job by the Squirtle pulling that off. And it's going to choose to do a double team. That could work well in its favor, as it's going to be harder to hit right now. Oh, Mudkip thawed out already, so they didn't get to stay frozen for too long. Nightmare's happy about that, but they're going to fail in their next turn. As we were saying, the Sylveons are 2-0 right now, plus they have the tie, so actually winning this would put them up above the Nightmares, as they would go 3-0 and the Nightmares would go 3-1. So this is a match the Sylveons definitely want to win, as they will get them ever closer to that playoff spot. And here we go. Squirtle is going to go ahead here and try to attack. It's going to go with a double hit. Not a bad move to use. Going to chip away at the Mudkip a little bit. Approaching half health, but not quite. Mudkip now, for the retaliation, is going to go for a Tail Whip, lowering defense of Squirtle. I'm not sure how well that will work, if it's going to be a difficult, or it's going to have a difficult time hitting that Squirtle due to the double team that it had used before. There goes a Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw doing a great amount of damage. Mudkip below half its health now. Squirtle looking good. As Mudkip uses Hail. The hail is going to fall from the sky. That's going to damage both sides of the field as they get pelted by the ice pebbles. Mudkip, actually, that was kind of detrimental to itself. It has lower health than the Squirtle. It will faint to the hail first before the Squirtle ever does. That Squirtle goes for a sludge. That could poison. We'll see if it can get any more status effects. It doesn't, but Mudkip is in the danger zone as it goes for a Thunderbolt. Oh, it's avoided thanks to the double team. That would have been a super effective hit, but it just can't land it. Mudkip ever closer to fainting here. Squirtle just has to do one small move. And there it goes with the Tar Shot. Interesting choice. The Tar Shot does get rid of the resistance to fire that Mudkip has. However, I'm not sure it was necessary. There goes the Fury Cutter. Not a good move to use in Metronome battles. Fury Cutter's never going to do that much damage. Will the Hail take out the Mudkip is the question. It doesn't. Mudkip is hanging on with 1 HP, but it only has 1 turn left. Here goes the Squirtle, uses Icicle Crash. Appropriate given the weather conditions, and of course that is going to be it for the Mudkip as it goes down. The Hail chipping away at Squirtle again. Approaching half its health now as the Nightmares send out their Ivysaur. Looking to make up for their loss there. Ivysaur, of course, faster. Has the typing advantage as well. It's going to start off with a Minimize, taking a page from the Sylveons book. They're going to raise their evasiveness, trying not to get hit by any other moves. Good idea by the Nightmares, and now it's excellent. And there goes the Squirtle with a laser focus. Watch out for those critical hits as it concentrates on that Venusaur. And that's actually a really good idea by the Sylveon. Squirtle is the weaker of the 2 Pokemon. If it can get a crit, it can really even the playing field. Here comes the Ivysaur now with a Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse going to do a grand amount of damage as Squirtle Has about a quarter health left. There goes the Squirtle now with an avalanche. Oh, it's avoided. That would have been super effective. The Squirtle knows how to play, but thanks to the minimize, it just couldn't land it. Ivysaur gets to live to fight another day. There goes the mega kick as Squirtle goes down. Sylveons kicking themselves for that missed avalanche. That would have done some damage. They were planning on it. Fortunately, the Nightmares were ready for them. So now Thwacky's going to come out onto the field. It releases the Grassy Surge. Just going to put Grassy Terrain out on the field, healing both sides. See how that affects the match, if at all. There goes the Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon actually doing a good amount of damage to the Ivysaur. Good hit. Got to remember that evasiveness is still up for the Ivysaur. The Shadow Ball goes, and Thwacky taking a big hit from there. So Thwacky's got to be careful. Try to use high accuracy moves because Ivysaur is going to be one hard Pokemon to land a hit on. All right, Thwacky going first here. Going for the Discharge. That's going to be resisted. It does hit. Not doing a lot of damage at all. Yeah, you gotta avoid those electric type moves. Thwacky should know that, being a grass type itself. And oh, now the Ivysaur goes for an electric move. No one knows why they're doing this, but not very effective. But Ivysaur does get the benefit of the raised special attack stat. That might have been their end game. Not worried about the amount of damage they're doing, but increasing their potential in the future. Given that Ivysaur may not be hit as easily, it might have been a good move by the Nightmares. There goes the Pluck though. It's avoided. There we go. That's exactly what we were talking about. The minimize has helped them tremendously. That would have been super effective. Now they go for their own super effective aerial ace, doing a lot of damage to that Thwacky. Is below half health. The Grassy Terrain cannot get it back in the green. Great move by the Ivysaur. Nightmares all over the battle so far. Here comes the Thwacky now. There goes the lock on, looking to land their next hit. I don't blame them. After missing some important moves, I don't blame them for that. That lock on's gonna help them out. There goes the Ivysaur with a pain split. Actually, I believe that's gonna help the Thwacky, is it? It does. That was a bad move, yeah. That helps the Thwacky out, actually putting it back in the green. Either Ivysaur is just super confident or it made a mistake. Here we go. Thwacky now. Going for the Dragon Rush. Excellent. It is going to land. Oh, what a huge... Ivysaur goes down. Oh my gosh. What a huge hit. Who would have expected that? I sure didn't. The Grassy Terrain's gonna disappear right there as the Thwacky gains the last bit of health from it. And it's looking good thanks to the Ivysaur. Now you have Venusaur out on the field for the Nightmares. He has to make up for the losses of his teammates. Thwacky is in good health right now. There goes Venusaur with the Aurora Sphere. Not a bad move to use. Not Aurora Sphere, Aura Sphere, I should say. That does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. And Thwacky, low half health again as it goes for a Volt Tackle. Bad idea. Extremely bad idea. Doing it just a chip amount of damage, and it's going to hurt itself with that move as well. Not what you want to do when you're up against a stronger opponent. Don't use resistant moves that does damage to yourself as the Seismic Toss comes from the Venusaur. Usually Charizard's move. Now Venusaur is doing it, and Thwacky hangs on with 3 HP. There we go. Thwacky now with the double team is going to try and evade some moves of its own. Not a bad idea, I guess. You only have 3 HP. You could waste some of Venusaur's PP by staying out on the field longer, and that might be the play for the Sylveons right now. Thwacky going ahead and going to go with a Nuzzle. Interesting, that does automatically paralyze, even though it's resisted. So not a wasted turn at all. Essentially use the Thunder Wave, and paralyzing the Venusaur could help. There goes a Sheer Cold. That would have been overkill, but it misses anyway. My goodness, that was unnecessary from the Nightmares. But Thwacky's going to try for a Skull Bash. It does get some defense boosts. I don't think it's going to work in its favor within only 3 HP. However, that Skull Bash can do some damage, so hopefully it can land it. Oh, it may not be able to because Venusaur is going to use Hail this time. The Nightmares liking the ice tonight. And that's going to knock Thwacky out. It's not going to be unable to use that Skull Bash because it feints to the Hail. And Venusaur are going to take damage as well. Right now, the Sylveons still have the upper hand. Venusaur being paralyzed right now, meaning it might not be able to attack. And here we go, Rillaboom. Rillaboom goes ahead with a Glaciate. My goodness, super effective ice-type move. It said, if you want to bring the ice, I've got the ice for you. And Venusaur takes a huge hit. It's below half health in the yellow right now as it charges up a Solar Beam. I don't believe the Hail was the best time to use Solar Beam, but I think maybe that's Sunny Day. Sunny Day is what reduces the power. No, Sunny Day helps Solar Beam. I think in the rain, Solar Beam is reduced. So we'll see what happens. There goes a Harden. Rillaboom, not a good choice. Solar Beam is a special attack, so Harden's really not going to help it out at all right now. It is resisted though, so I don't see it doing a lot of damage. And yeah, that didn't do much damage at all. So that was a pretty bad move by the Nightmares as they waste 2 turns by going up for a resisted charge move. Very bad idea. Here comes the Rillaboom. Rillaboom going with an Icicle Crash, another super effective ice-type move. And that's it. Venusaur goes down. The Nightmares get their first loss. They're no longer undefeated. And that title is going to go to the Sylveons, even though it's on a technicality because they had a tied match. They technically have not lost. So they get the top spot in the Kanto division right now. That was a great fought battle by the Sylveons. If you like this match, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Metronome Madness League. Of course, a special thanks to my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can by going to the Patreon link in the description below. You can also join our Discord. With that link is in the description below as well, because we'll love to have you as a member of our community. So go ahead and join. Thank you so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it, and I will catch you next time.